1 in the morning and I have a question for you. So for all the people that are crazy like me and think that sirens actually exist in the ocean, hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. So you guys know how on this channel, and this is for all the new people. I know a lot of you guys that have been here for a long time, been here since the beginning. Y'all already know, but I think about this. Y'all already know about the lore. But listen, it's a couple more 100,000 people have gotten into the play. So I need to do a recap. In the days of Noah, fallen angels came down. They procreated with mortal women, then creating Nephilim, right? AKA giants. Then the flood happened. The Nephilim drowned, becoming disembodied spirits. The fallen angels were dealt with, some of them chained under the Euphrates River. That's why I don't know if y'all seen that video of that like whoa sound under Euphrates River and the chains clanging. And then the women, according to the book of Enoch, which I read as history, not scripture, I do believe it happened. The women that procreated with the fallen angels were cursed to the sea to become sirens. You guys know how across centuries, sirens lure men to because they don't like men, clearly. And what do they use? Music. Now, Lucifer was an angel of what? Worship in heaven. And we know that all of these demonic creatures, they're under his kind of hierarchy, his domain. These women use music to lure who? Men to the water. Now, that's something we already know. So I'm just going to pick your brain a little bit more. What if it's not the music, but the frequency? Like, what if it's not the song, but the frequency of the song? We know how powerful frequencies are. I'm not talking about like new age stuff. I'm talking about like actual frequency studies. Like even in music, like certain hertz can keep you in a depressive state as opposed to a different level of hertz. It's very powerful. So like, what if it's actually a frequency that they're tapping into, and that makes sense because think about how dolphins and whales communicate. It's through echolocation and like through frequencies. What if there's like different dialects in marine life and different dialects in the way they speak, and it's like different frequency levels, and there's a certain channel that it can reach to kind of hypnotize the human brain into doing what it wants us to do. So like, what if it's not a siren song, it's a siren frequency? I don't know. These are the things that I think about like in the middle of the night when I have nothing else to do. If you love that kind of stuff, you will love it here. So make sure you like and follow and comment down below if y'all want to keep talking about this. It's 1 in the morning and
Kayla, it's 1 in the morning, girl. Go to sleep. Talking about you ain't got nothing to do. So you guys already know, man. I believe in the mermaids. I know people think I'm crazy for that, right? But I believe in the marine kingdom. I believe in these demons. I believe that the book of Enoch and the Bible, when they talk about the demons and the fallen angels and the Nephilim and everything, I believe all that stuff. So if I'm going to believe that a supernatural God created us just from words, and I'm going to believe that angels got kicked out of heaven, and I'm going to believe that, and I'm going to believe that Lucifer exists, that he took a third of the angels out of heaven with him, and they came down here and did a bunch of shenanigans and tomfoolery and mixing of breeds and stuff, creating all these demonic beings. Why am I not going to believe that there's something in that ocean that we can't see? Now, certain cultures, like the Haitians, the Africans, they believe in this stuff. Caribbeans, like they believe in this stuff. But Americans, since we want to be, so we're the best in the world, go America, USA, what we say goes. So because we say they don't exist, then everybody else has to believe so. And I'm just not falling for the okie doke, man.
I was in Mombasa, Kenya on the coast. I go talk to the local fisherman. I said, mermaid's real. He said, of course. But we can't tell them that. We won't get no tourism dollars. But at nighttime, you are not allowed to go to the water's edge. And all across the coast, everybody got electric fences, and you can't go outside at a certain time. Did you see the guy on Joe Rogan's podcast when he said that we went to Seychelles Islands?
Yeah, what he said?
He saw the merman?
Yeah. Yeah.
All of the pirate maps from the 1500s to 1810 had areas where they said sirens existed, beware. The guy from the Fugees, Wyclef, you see what he said?
What did he say?
He said he dated a mermaid.
I gotta go look in that down. You gonna have me up all night again, bro?
Oh yeah, I do this. Bro, whatever people call me about, I go investigate wherever it is on the world. And I've been to places where they don't smile and talk about mermaids, bro. They don't smile about it. They don't laugh about it.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, so everything that we take here is like folklore. Out the country is real.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The man said, "Look, you're a big guy. Mermaid bigger. Don't go to the water's edge." I'm like, say less. Hold the brave. I ain't going over there.
Fuck that.
Mermaids is real, bro.
Speaking of the
he knows he's the mermaid.
So mermaids are real?
Yes. I have had a vision where I was standing at a riverbank and I had a scroll and I gave it to a mermaid.
What did it look like?
Like a fish. And it was so crazy because your journey is an interpretation of what you dealt with in past lives. So eventually you're going to remember who people are. In living form, I knew who the mermaid was that I gave the scroll to. Me and him went to Rock Store at Lakeline Mall. He grabs a skull book and says, "You need to write in this." And I looked at him. I said, "So it is you." And he looked at me and he walked away. He knows he's the mermaid that I gave it to. And he comes back like clockwork every year.
So obviously, guys, I don't agree with everything in all these videos that I react to. I'm just reacting to them. And there's no such thing as past lives, right? The Bible is clear that we're all appointed to one life, and after that we die. So this guy isn't coming back as a mermaid. I'm not saying that mermaids ain't real, but what I'm saying is that this person didn't come back as a mermaid, right? Now, just because people are on this show doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. This guy, he just interviews a lot of people, and this woman is a psychic, and, she's into witchcraft and the occult. So we have to take what she says with a grain of salt. Now, just because she's a witch doesn't mean that I don't believe in what she's talking about, but I just don't believe that this man is now a mermaid, right? I just don't, this ain't no Disney movie.
Everyone remembers watching Splash as a kid. But what if I told you that I have photographs of a real mermaid? I believe it was from Michigan. That's right. There's pictures of this thing and video clips going around all over the internet. It's going viral right now of this mermaid that was captured swimming up this wide creek in Michigan. I believe it was just like this week. This thing has like a reddish, white, transparent tail, long brown hair. It's a female, looks like a regular woman, but with this big tail. All in all, I'd say this thing's probably 8 to 12 feet long. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, but this one's definitely not AI. And I'd like to know where this river is because I'd love to go out and try to get some footage of this thing. Because imagine being the first person ever to get real footage or catch a mermaid. Could you imagine? Remember watching Splash, how magical that movie was to think that these things could be real? But if you haven't seen the picture, I'm going to upload a couple of photos here in my video. Mermaid found in Michigan in a stream. This one's going to blow you away.
I mean, those images were pretty hard to see. But ultimately, there's a conversation going on that I was looking at while this guy was talking. This person says, people will believe in anything but Jesus. Satan really winning souls out here. And so I believe in Jesus. I'm a follower of Jesus. And I think that mermaids, could be real. I think that there's something out there that we don't know that they exist. So does that mean that I'm being a follower of Satan? Does that mean that I don't believe in Jesus because I believe in some marine kingdom spirits? I believe that demons are out there, guys. Right? To say Jesus doesn't exist is weird. It has been historically proven by religious and non-religious scholars and historians that he lived. He is the most well-documented human being to ever exist. Actually, he's still alive. 100% I agree with that. But I also believe that we don't know what's down there in that water, guys. But to say that you believe in mermaids doesn't mean that you don't believe in Jesus.
Caribbean folk, tell me your mermaid stories. I heard that around the waters of Haiti, you have to be very careful swimming or fishing or boating, and that people who get dragged into the water by mermaids go missing for years and then reappear looking the same age as the day they went missing. So I'm Creole, and I heard stories about how you aren't supposed to wear shiny things or shiny swimwear in the water, sequins, metallic jewelry, etc., because mermaids would think you were giving them an offering, the offering being yourself. They're drawn to humans who display or resemble similar symbols of wealth and beauty. For them, it's displayed by having a mirror, comb, jewelry, or shiny objects. The mermaid doesn't need an invitation to claim what catches her eye. I will never forget it. My grandmother used to tell me so many stories about mermaids. She told us to never go to the ocean around dawn because that's where the mermaids would come out. If you're drowning or lost in the ocean and they rescue you and bring you back, don't ever say thank you. She told us there are underwater cities and people travel there all the time. She told us this one story about an old midwife in our town that got taken underwater by a merman to deliver his wife's baby. I'm Haitian. My aunt got taken for 3 weeks by a mermaid. She came back with a hairbrush and she had special gifts after that. She never went in the ocean again though. I've learned that mermaids don't always appear from the ocean first, that they can wake you from your sleep and usher you to the ocean to release, that they all aren't only half fish, half human depictions. Some of them look fully human, some of them are definitely creatures that don't look human at all, and most of them are shapeshifters. Mami Wata is greatly feared in West Africa for those same reasons. As a Nigerian, if you see fruits being flushed to the shore from the ocean, don't ever touch it. Those are offerings to the water deities. Sometimes you will see people dressed all white at night throwing fruits in the ocean. My uncle's niece from Haiti came to stay with them. The niece told them she married a merman and had 2 children in the water kingdom. She didn't want to stay underwater, so she begged her husband to let her leave. He agreed, but the children had to stay with him. One day they went to the beach. She walks into the water and all the fish surround her. My uncle pulls her out and runs off the beach. They feared her husband would come out and take her back to the water kingdom. She's been landside ever since. Lots of men from Guyana, great-fathers and great-grandfathers, especially have stories of how friends stopped them from walking willingly into the water, claiming that they heard the siren's call and it sounded so beautiful they were entranced. The people around couldn't hear it and they would follow their friends to see where they're going, and once they realized what was happening, they stopped them from going in. My great-grandfather used to warn us about fishing in a jetty because that's where the mermaids keep their babies. We weren't even allowed to even swim there, especially at night. From Trinidad here. My husband's grandmother saw one in a lagoon when she was a teenager. As soon as she spotted it jumped back into the lagoon. Never thought I'd share this story. I was in Aruba for a friend's birthday and we went sea bobbing. My machine was working just fine and the instructor warned us not to wander too far. I was trying to get back to the group and felt a current pulling me and the sea ground was slowly turning black. Out of nowhere, I felt something grab my leg. It was bluish green and it was pulling me forward. My machine started working again and I saw the group. I know whatever that was saved my life. Caribbean folk.
So yeah, guys, definitely some demonic stuff happening there. We see, like I said in the earlier parts of the video, that a lot of this interactions happens in the Caribbean, around Haiti, around Africa even. But there's also even somebody in the comment section here saying, hi, Native American here. Any big bodies of water in North America or lakes? Yes, mermaids in them. They also can walk on land, but they can't stay that way for too long. You're welcome. One of my great grandfathers saw one and he was by a river in a valley. So people are even saying that they're here in America like that as well. And it reminds me, guys, I don't remember where the woman was, but there was a video circulating recently about a woman that just walked into the water and she just kept walking and she never walked back out. And people are saying that she was a mermaid, a marine kingdom spirit, and that she went back to be with her mermaid peeps. I don't know, guys, do with that what you will. I think this is a very interesting topic, man. And I say it all the time that there's only been like 5% of the ocean that we've been able to navigate inside of, that we've only been able to discover And I know that I say discover, but I don't know what other word to explore. We've only been able to explore 5% of the water. So that leaves a vast amount of water and creatures inside that water that we cannot see. So to say that there's not something else down there would honestly just be foolish. It's like so many people use space is so vast and so big, and there's so many galaxies and so many, whatever, that how is there not some other life form out there? I believe there's more life in the water than there ever will be out in space, because we ain't got no documentation that there's nothing out there in space. And so I know that demons exist. And I know that there's something down there, guys. No one can tell me any differently. But that's going to do it for this one, though. Leave your thoughts on this in the comment section. I'll leave all these videos that I reacted to linked in the description to give the content creators credit for their work, as well as to make it easy for you to follow them, if that's what you choose to do, by the way. So that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, God bless.